having today, it developed through the cooperative sector. There is Professor Rodney Wilson, okay? He wrote an article, okay, where we find the formal Islamic banking first emerged in the early 1960s through credit unions. A credit union is a financial institution. There are cooperative sector, we have many types of cooperatives, and a credit union is a financial institution of Muslim origin in Egypt and Pakistan. So we find at the forefront there were Egypt and Pakistan, okay? Then the second one we have interest-free financial institutions, IIFI, of India, are the forerunners in the history of global Islamic finance movement. You see, it was, we have also India, who played a major role in that. And I think somebody just asked about what about takaful in India. So there are a lot of work being done there. We have no financial, no banks, no Islamic banks, no takaful, but the RBI, that is the Reserve Bank of India, is promoting that. Okay, they are working a lot to have Islamic banks. Recently we had a Kerala court case where they are in favor of the Islamic banks in Pakistan, and I think my brother Sajjad can elaborate on that. Not only in India, you see that this is the research of Dr. Rahmatullah, okay, and there is one Baksiraj, and we have the Sundaram Committee of the Reserve Bank of India, okay, they are working on that. And if we go to another country, you see, a Muslim minority country, we find that in Thailand, okay, the history of Islamic financial system in Thailand started with the establishment of cooperative society. So just I want to show that Islamic banking or finance is started through the cooperative sector. I want to lay on that. Now, if we look at the cooperative ideology, okay, cooperative in loose term, we say that everyone has to cooperate, okay? If you don't cooperate, husband and wife don't cooperate, okay, we won't get the food, okay? So in loose term like this, we have to cooperate with each other, okay? Since the history of the human society, we have been cooperating, okay? And it is the urge of men to cooperate with each other. Now, we come to the cooperative movement emerged in the middle of the 19th century, or the Rochdale pioneers, okay, England, okay? I'm going to a bit fast on that. So we also find that the cooperative movement, that is the cooperative ideology, it is a system in itself, and it is prevalent, whether it is capitalism society or whether it is a socialist society. Cooperatives have been over there. What is a cooperative? This is a definition of the cooperative of the International Cooperative Alliance, the world, okay? Now we are talking about values in business, but in cooperatives, you see, all these values is sorted at that time. Okay, they're what we call the principles of cooperative, where you have open membership, democratic member control, member economic participation, autonomy and independence. You have education, training, and information. We have cooperation among cooperatives. And the last one recently that they added was the concern for the community. Okay, that is, this is a very, very important principle in cooperatives. And the class of cooperatives, okay, these are the different types of cooperatives that we have. Okay, we have multi-purpose, or the Baraka is a multi-purpose cooperative. It means that you can go into any type of business. Okay, you want to act as a financial institution, you want to have consumer cooperatives, all the things that you can do. And I said a credit union is a financial cooperative that may accept savings in cooperatives, in credit unions. We have savings, we can have deposits, you can provide credit and other financial services to its members. Now, credit unions in general, they are financial cooperatives who are in effect community banks. Okay, if we go to the history of cooperatives, we find that even in Germany, where it started, they are community banks, banks that go to the people. It's not the people that go to the banks. Community banks, the banks go to the people. And membership, we have membership in cooperatives. It's open to all, from all people from all walks of life. There is a common bond in cooperative. This is very important. Okay, there is a common bond in cooperative. It is owned and controlled by shareholders, the members. That is the shareholders. They are the the owners of the cooperatives. The capital, okay, where we get the capital. Okay, we mobilize the savings from our members. And financing is not for profit maximization. This is very, very important. Okay, this is very important. It is not maximization of profits in cooperatives. And what we get after doing the business, of course, don't think that there is free lunch in cooperatives. Okay, okay, there are expenses, there are costs that you have to incur. So whatever we get, we return it back, what we call the surplus, we'll return it back to the shareholders in form of dividend. Now, we come to the Islamic financial cooperatives. Generally, conventional cooperatives or credit unions, they are interest-based. Okay? If we go to the history of credit unions in Mauritius, we find that it was established nearly by the what we call the church, right? They started the credit unions where they learned it from Canada. Now, credit unions are called by different names. If we take the case of Africa, we find it is called savings and credit cooperatives, SACCOs, which emphasize on saving before credit. This is very important. You get the culture of saving first, and then you are given credit. It's not only that you come today, you get credit. No. You have that culture of saving, okay? And we know that the new generation, how they think about saving, okay? It is very, very important. Savings first, and then you get your credit. And recently we have in Afghanistan, it is known as Islamic Investment and Finance Cooperatives, which comply with Sharia. We have the World Council of Credit Unions. They're doing a big work in Afghanistan after, you know, the history of Afghanistan, okay? They are reconstructing the economy. Okay, they're having what we call the IIFC. And IIFC, in Islamic Financial Institution, based on the principles of Islamic finance. So these efforts have been carried out for nearly 30 years. It is community-based and providing Islamic financial services to the community. So we have a look at the Islamic financial cooperatives around the globe. Trinidad and Tobago, from where we got our training to start this cooperative here, okay? We have Canada, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, USA, all these places. And Islamic financial cooperatives, it derives its conceptual framework, okay? I think it was Brother Sabir was raised one important point yesterday when he said that when you are having Islamic banks, what's the purpose? Why are you having Islamic banks? Why? So the conceptual framework is there. That is, you have to consider this. Now we have a Quranic verse, okay? That is where it says in that the Quran, that is chapter 5, verse 2, where it says that cooperate with all in what is good and pious, and do not cooperate in what is sinful and wicked. So it is a duty of Muslims, okay, to cooperate in every field of life. Here we are taking the economic side, that is, you have to cooperate. The legal framework in cooperatives is less regulated, okay, if you compare it to the banking sector. Okay, it is less regulated than the corporate sector. Okay, in Mauritius you have the Cooperative Act, the Credit Union Act, and it is Sharia compliant. Right. The values, we find that Islamic finance is based on Islamic ethics, and this is very important. At the base of Islamic finance, banking, economics is the question of justice, what we call adl. Okay, we have sharing. It is very important. Okay, the principles of sharing and cooperation, as I said. Cooperatives also, they are based on values. I said they have their principles and they have their values of honesty, okay, equity, equality, solidarity, self-help, etc. It is more easy to form a cooperative and it is more elastic. You require a small amount of capital, not like a bank who require 200 million, okay. To start a cooperative require very little amount. And normally it is community-based and more people-oriented, okay? And this is the views of the Islamic economists' views, that these institutions which are community-based and people-oriented, they are more valued in Islamic finance. And there is a spread of ownership of business and reduce the concentration of wealth. Okay? It's a fact that even Islamic banks around the world, we find the wealth is created from the community, but the wealth, it is having what we call the pyramid. Okay? So wealth is going to only a small group of people. But in cooperatives, the members, they are the owners, they are the investors, and whatever they get, they're sharing among themselves. So what we call the spread ownership of business and reduce the concentration of wealth. And cooperatives are open for different purposes, any type of cooperative in any economic activity, as I said, multi-purpose. There are also incentives and benefits as far as taxation is concerned. Okay, in Mauritius, since the cooperative started, okay, it was tax-free. Only recently, 2 or 3 years back, that cooperatives are being taxed, right? It is democratic. Now, this I will go very briefly because these are the financial instruments that we can use in cooperatives, just as in banks. Murabaha, Ijara, Mudaraba, Musharaka, diminishing Musharaka, Istisna, Qarzul Hasana, Salam, okay? All these products that we have in Islamic banks, we can use it in cooperatives. And in cooperatives, you can, just as in banking, okay, just as in any financial institutions, here in cooperatives, you have we create what we call the statutory reserve. It is according to the Cooperative Act. We have the dividend equalization fund that we can create when we are making profits, we are making surplus. Okay, we can create that also for bad times. We have the social takaful fund, as we said. We can create that social takaful fund even in the cooperative to provide services for the members. Okay, to insure them, to protect them. We can create also the profit equalization reserve, just as in Islamic banks. Okay, when you have investments based on mudaraba, okay, you have the profit equalization reserve. You have the zakat fund in cooperatives also, just as in an Islamic bank. You create your own zakat fund, okay, and this zakat fund, it can be used for those who are below the poverty line and those who deserve it according to the Quran, right? Now, so all these things, they are theoretical, what I've explained, okay, it's very nice to hear these things, but when you go in practice, it is something different, right? So, just to show that all what we have said, we have been doing it here in Mauritius since 1998. So, I present to you the case study of Al-Baraka, okay? So, I think this will go very quickly because, okay, we already know this in Mauritius is the gateway to Africa, okay, multi-religious society, population is nearly, okay, the statistics of the population. We have Muslims present in all walks of life. We have Islamic schools in Mauritius, we have professionals, orphanage, business, etc. Then we find that the Muslim community have been contributing enormously in the development of the economy, our Mauritian economy, okay? There have been many business operated, okay, as family business. You know, we have family business, big family businesses in Mauritius. But as a community, little has been done to establish the financial system of Islam. Okay, okay, but little has been done. So up to now, we can say Al-Baraka is the only one project based on the community-based. We are doing this for the community in general. So, so when we started, there was a keen desire by Muslims